Good morning, Columbia. Thank you so much for waking up with us. I'm Curtis Wilson.
I'm Tyler Ryan. It is 5:01.
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Tuesday morning. Tuesday, day of giving.
That's right. Midlands gives.
Absolutely.
It is here so fast.
I know. It's like they just did it, but of course, it's always a need.
There always is.
Always a need.
And then Mother's Day. For some reason, I thought Mother's Day was 2 weeks away.
It's this Sunday.
Yeah. Thanks for pointing that out.
You got it. Yeah.
That was 2 weeks away.
This Sunday.
Good gracious. Mm-hmm. And when is Father's Day?
In June.
June. Okay.
Yeah.
I never know these dates. It's hard for me to keep. You got Valentine's Day, you got Independence Day, you got Christmas Day. There's a lot.
It's a lot of days. Today's, is it Teacher Appreciation Week? Or nurses? It's teacher.
Nurses Appreciation.
I think it's also teachers.
This week or today?
I believe it's today. I think it's Teachers Day, but it's also Teachers Week. But then they always run together with the nurses.
Yep. Yeah. Well, they're both very sacred jobs.
Oh, no question about that, for sure.
Good stuff.
Also, if you missed your exit on the highway, rule number 1, do not stop. Well, one driver in Ohio didn't get that memo. Well, the Ohio Department of Transportation, they shared this video Thursday of a vehicle stopping on Interstate 71 near Columbus, which led to a crash, piling up several cars behind the red van, which then appears to take off like nothing happened. Thankfully, no life-threatening injuries were reported. Authorities have not identified that driver. Saw that video and I thought it was horrible. I saw the vehicle just slow down to a stop and just sat there. And next thing you know, crash happens.
People, I see this every day. People just don't even have any idea there's life going on outside of their car.
Yeah.
You know, it's like when they drive down the left-hand lane at 30 miles an hour and you're just hanging out. Mm-hmm. I mean, I drive by people and I look at them just see if they're as stupid looking as they're driving, and they are.
Yeah. But of course, we have to also try to be as vigilant as we can when we're driving to see if there's a vehicle that could have been stalled, but at this point, this one wasn't stalled. He just missed a turn, or she, and stopped on the interstate.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's not paying attention between distracted driving and checking text messages and all that stuff, man. It's frightening out there.
It's crazy.
So I don't drive motorcycles anymore. I love riding motorcycles, but my golly, it ain't worth it.
Yeah.
All right. Look out the window. Use your mirrors. There's generally 3 of them in your car.
Time now for that first trivia question for today. In honor of National Teacher Day, which U.S. president worked as a teacher? Abraham Lincoln, Grover Cleveland, George Washington, Franklin D. Roosevelt. We had this question years ago. So I know.
We did. I don't remember. Was it Lincoln? No. Cleveland? No. Washington. Well, all right, I'm going to go with Washington. No, I'm going to go with Roosevelt. Oh, you're killing me. There's a QR code right there. I'm going with Lincoln.
Okay.
I'm staying with Lincoln.
That works.
I don't know what you're doing. Today is Nurses Day. National Nurses Day. Now, National Nurses Day, of course, Florence Nightingale is considered the mother of modern nursing, have established the Nightingale School of Nursing in London in 1860. Now, Curtis, the symbol for nursing is a lamp, and that's because it was a Nightingale thing. You see, Florence was famous for carrying a lamp at night when she went tent to tent, tending to the sick soldiers during the Crimean War. Nowadays, for over 18 consecutive years, they are considered the most trustworthy profession, Curtis, beating doctors, policemen, firemen, teachers, and even clergy. We trust nurses more than any of those people.
And they don't get thank yous enough.
That is true.
Think about it. They take care of the patients, the families, the whole 9 yards, and sometimes even get yelled at when things aren't even their fault, beyond their control. So big shouts to the nurses.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, happy Nurses Day, guys. Mm-hmm. Appreciate what you do.
A lot of stuff happening here. But of course, I'll start with the NBA last night because the Celtics and the Knicks played.
And?
Overtime. 20-point deficit, and it came back to win.
The Celtics?
The Knicks.
They won?
The Knicks. 108-105. They take game 1. Just wanted to let you know.
Oh, just one game, though?
Yeah, there's 7, the best of 7.
Okay, all right. So okay.
There's still some more left, and hope for the
Celtics.
Irish.
Yeah. Well, the luck of the Irish it is.
We'll see what happens. Also, too, starting tomorrow, the Real ID jumps into play. So if you don't have your Real ID and you have to fly and things of that nature, federal buildings, you might want to go ahead and try to grab that thing.
This comes as such a surprise. I wish we had 10 years to know what was happening. I mean, I'm sorry, but this was mass scramble. Y'all saw it coming. You know, Christy, I do the noon show with her. She sat, I think it took her 3 hours yesterday, she said, at the DMV to get her real. Just sat in line for hours and hours.
So many people trying to grab it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got it a long time ago.
I did
Probably
too.
10 years ago.
Yeah,
It's
I
been
got
a
mine.
minute.
Well, I got mine early on. Last time I renewed my license, I'm like, well, of course, it's coming. I might as well get it done.
Right. Not to say that in a bragging way, but I'm just saying I wanted to beat the lines. That's all.
Yeah, he's got a flex. He's got his real ID flex going on. What else?
This happened in Charlotte over the weekend.
What's that?
40 vehicles. Some guy was, there's video of it, guy going around just poking holes in tires. 40 of them. There was a car that was getting ready to pull into a parking space. The guy had just finished poking holes in one tire. He turns around, starts poking it in the one where the person was pulling in. Person had to put it in reverse and pull out.
What in the world?
Like, go ahead. It was just ridiculous. They didn't catch the guy yet either.
We'll find out.
Yeah. All right, let's head to Kentucky right now, where a truck driver was saved after he crashed his semi-truck, which dangled over the side of the bridge. Investigators say the driver lost control and crashed on the bridge on I-65 in Louisville. Crews used a rope system lowering a rescuer into the cab, hooking up the driver and lifting him to safety, all in a matter of about 30 minutes. Thankfully, no one was injured, but authorities are still investigating.
That is frightening.
Yeah. I mean, he was on the phone with 911 just telling them frantically he didn't want to die, you know, because that's how he was hanging over on this thing.
Right.
It's crazy.
I can't imagine how terrifying that would be.
For real.
I mean, I've developed this unhealthy fear of like bridges. Every time I go across the Broad River coming into work at 2 in the morning, I'm always like, all right, it's better hold up. I don't know why. I'm watching too many of those videos.
I remember the 1,000-year flood that we had here and how high that water was up to the bridge. And the sheriff was in front of me in his vehicle and I was behind him. And of course, we talked about it the next day with other people. He was talking about how he had one of those life vests. I was like, hey, I didn't have one. Yeah.
Oh, man. That poor guy dangling over the bridge.
I know, so crazy.
Be on the phone going, after I get rescued, I'd care for a Jack on the Rocks and a new set of drawers. Thank you. Whew. I'm glad that all's well that ends well.
In honor of National Teacher Day, which U.S. president worked as a teacher? It's Grover Cleveland.
Oh, man. Are you sure, Abraham Lincoln? 100% of y'all got it right on the QR code club, but
There you go.
it's not fair. Just learned something new about Beaver, about our producer.
Beaver? Okay.
So it's Nurses Day. So we're National Nurses Day. We're talking about the history of nursing last hour.
Right.
Florence Nightingale, of course, is the mother of nursing. She kind of invented as we know it today. Turns out that Austin, whose last name is Nightingale, they're actually related.
He's related.
Yeah, they have a whole book on it. I just think that's kind of cool. And I bet that's why his sister is getting pinned today.
Which is a big old deal. So congratulations. What's your sister's name, Austin? Annabelle.
Annabelle Nightingale. I wonder if she's going to get any grief about, being a nurse named Nightingale. Be like, oh,
Oh, she already has, he says.
I bet people will be like, your last name ain't Nightingale. Get out of here.
Well, it is 6, so that means Midlands Gives has kicked off right now. And so there's a ton of nonprofits out there who could use your help. You could go to midlandsgive.org to check some of those out. And one I'm going to throw out there is Pathways to Healing.
Yes, of course.
Board members, I want to throw that to you guys. So check it out and see what they do, and you'll be like, oh, yeah, they could definitely use the funds.
There you go. I love it. So many great charities out there.
Right.
They normally raise millions during the day.
They really do.
I mean, so
And
much.
they're breaking records each time. But again, the need continues to be huge. So.
Seems like more and more. So, all right, Midlands Gives will get you throughout the day as well.
And the infamous prison known as Alcatraz could be making a return. President Donald Trump said he is directing officials to rebuild and reopen Alcatraz to, quote, house America's most ruthless and violent offenders. Alcatraz closed in 1963, called too expensive to operate by federal prison officials. Well, the site is now operated by the National Park Service as one of America's most popular tourist destination. Whether Trump is serious about reopening the prison or is just trying to scare criminals is up for debate. However, the White House says talks with the Justice Department are underway on the next steps. Alcatraz, what do you think? Good idea?
I mean, why not? I'm going to put these guys somewhere. And if it scares some people, good.
Putting them on the rock. Putting them on the rock.
The Rock. You're on the Rock, kid.
Great movie with the actor, what's his name?
Nicolas Cage and Sean Connery.
And Sean Connery.
It was a great movie.
Yeah.
Great
Yeah.
movie. You know, you got to wonder though, when stuff like this is lobbed every day, we get like, you know, things like this. You do got to wonder if he's just sitting in the Oval Office snickering to himself that people just go nuts when they hear things. You know.
Yeah.
I wonder if he just does, you know, dance puppets dance.
Don't forget the other movie with Clint Eastwood,
Which one is that?
where he escaped from the Rock.
Was that called Escape from Alcatraz?
Yes.
I remember it. I remember it. Now I bet that's haunted.
And that was based on a true story.
Was it?
Yeah.
Did you believe in ghosts?
Do I?
Yeah.
Nah.
No. Okay. I
you?
do. And I'll bet that place is haunted.
I hear you.
All right. Well, I guess we'll see. The Rock.
Here's this trivia. Do you believe in ghosts? You do? Kinda? Well, you can't, that's
How do you
either yes or
kind
no.
of?
What is that? Oh, so it only depends on the ghost.
How do you- kind of. All right. All right.
Okay.
Horseshoes and hand grenades. You know.
I know. Like,
All right.
what is that?
82.
Time now for that second trivia question for today. How many prisoners successfully escaped Alcatraz? 0, 2, 5. Nobody knows.
I thought nobody actually did.
That's the thing. Nobody knows. There were prisoners who were missing, but they were never found. So they're thinking, you know, surrounded by all that water.
Yeah.
Did they make that
Sharks.
swim
Yeah.
or sharks or whatever?
So you think nobody knows?
Yeah, that's all you want me to answer? You know I never do.
You do sometimes. All right. I'll say nobody
I
knows.
make educated guess.
All right. I'll say nobody knows. QR code right there, by the way. All right. I'll go with nobody knows. Because, I mean, you know,
I'm just looking.
some prisoners went missing back in the day.
We pretty much gave the answer to the conversation.
Well, yeah.
What's my educated guess? You want to know, Austin?
Yeah.
Nobody knows.
That's his educated guess.
Yeah.
All right. I'm with you. Hit the QR code.
Because, I
We'll
mean,
find
you
out.
tell me one person who came across as an escaped prisoner and says, hey, I made it.
Well, Sean Connery did.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, I thought he did. He escaped.
Oh, he did escape.
That's why
right.
they
In the
brought him
movie.
back, 'cause
That's
he
right.
knew-
Because he was the
because
one
he
who knew how to
knew
do it.
how
The
to
underground tunnels and all that stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
See?
It's a movie.
It's a movie. I'll give you that, but still. Today is also the other true profession, teaching. Of course, teaching goes back as far as there has been written history, with the first formal school being developed in Egypt's Middle Kingdom. This is around 2061 BC. Of course, nowadays there are more than 3 million teachers, the majority of which are women, by the way. That's probably because they're much more nurturing and much more patient than we are. And although it may seem like a great job, right? After all, you don't have to work holidays, you get summers off. That generally is not the case. During school, teachers often work 50 hours a week, and over the summer they have to pick up side hustles because the pay for teachers is not anywhere near what they deserve. So there you go, Curtis, Teacher Day.
All right. Happy Teachers Day and Nurses Day.
You better believe it.
ASAP Rocky and Rihanna expecting their third child.
Okay.
And on another note, yesterday, this guy crashed his car through the gates of Jennifer Aniston's home in Bel Air and whatnot. Not sure why. Her security detained him at gunpoint until police arrived. Got him.
I would hope so.
Yeah,
I
craziness.
would hope so.
Yeah.
They finally let me go. They didn't charge me, thankfully.
Yeah, he was in his 70s, this guy.
Oh, okay. Well, that wasn't me then, clearly.
No.
Is she single still?
I believe so. Then again, I don't know.
Oh, yeah. I guess I'm not. Never mind. It's Tuesday, which means it's time to meet our pet of the week, by the way.
Okay.
If you want to go ahead and move that prompter down so we can do that. There we go.
He was too busy laughing at you.
No, it's time to introduce you, by the way. It is our pet of the week, Bunny. She is a 2-year-old terrier border collie mix. She is at Palmetto Lifeline waiting for you. She loves to cuddle, play with kids and other dogs. Bunny has a reduced adoption fee, only $50. That includes her spay, microchip, up-to-date vaccines. If you want to adopt her, go to abccolumbia.com. That is Bunny. She needs you. And you probably need her. It's our pet of the week.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, I guess we can go to weather.
Yeah. How often do you wash your hands? That's the question. A new study released says many Americans don't do it as often as they should. The study, based on roughly 3,600 adults, finds close to half of all Americans either forget or choose to not wash their hands at appropriate times. That includes washing them after trips to the grocery store, coming back from a restaurant, or even the doctor's office. However, nearly a third of those polled said they do wash their hands more often now than they did during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Well, I tell you, I don't ever wash well, not ever, but I seldom wash my hands, and that's by design. I also very seldom get sick. There are some key times when I go ahead and scrub.
Yeah.
But
That's why we do this with you.
I do what?
The fist bump.
Oh yeah, whatever. But I mean,
Elbow. Useless trivia said, nah, elbow with him.
I think nothing of walking around all day, opening doors in public, blah, 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 and sitting down and having a big old greasy cheeseburger with my bare hands. I don't even care. So,
Well, I've known that about you for a minute. And you haven't gotten sick.
no.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. I mean, we're bubble wrapping everybody, and I think that, because of that, our own immune systems start to wear down.
Yeah. I don't know. I just have that habit of having to wash my hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's just me. I'm not advocating either way.
I got you. Yeah.
I'm just saying I've never been the thing, and I'll get into the other hand washing later. Got a theory on that.
Do you?
Got a theory.
Yeah, we want to hear that theory coming up.
All right, I'll give you here's the theory. You know how you say to wash your hands after you go to the bathroom?
Right.
I suggest you wash your hands before you go to the bathroom, and here's why. You take a shower, you put on clean clothes, right? This area under your clothes is the cleanest thing around. I'm touching things all day long with my hands. My hands are dirtier than anything that I, just washed. My belly button or whatever.
Yeah. Don King has said that, but I don't know if he actually said it. It was in the movie.
Who said that?
Don King.
I don't know. Don King?
Yeah. He says he washes his hand before.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought that was a Tyler Ryan original.
Oh, yeah.
I'm still going to claim it.
Here's the trivia question. How many prisoners successfully escaped from Alcatraz?
The answer is nobody knows. We were right. Yes! During Alcatraz's 29 years as a federal prison, no successful escape was ever confirmed. However, out of 14 escape attempts, 5 out of 36 prisoners remained unaccounted for, many believing they were lost to the strong currents surrounding the island. 66% of y'all got it right on the QR Code Club.
Good job. Okay.
All right, Talker's got the list of the world's toughest jobs. Or at
Toughest
least
jobs.
The toughest jobs in the country.
Well, okay, let me guess.
Go ahead.
Window cleaners. Those guys up in the big skyscraper buildings.
That's a terrifying job, but it's not the toughest job, apparently.
Coal miners.
Nope.
Construction workers out in 100-degree heat.
Construction is number 2.
All right, that's close.
Yep.
The guys doing the traffic, building roads and stuff. Traffic never slows down.
Nope.
What'd you say, Austin? Power line workers.
Yeah, those aren't on the toughest list. This is according to Talker. Now, I mean, these are all tough jobs.
Yeah.
All right. On the list, fireman was number 1.
Ah,
Construction worker.
firemen beat police?
Police came in at
Well, at least
5.
they win there. They don't ever win in anything else. We beat them in basketball. Hockey.
It's funny because it's true. Police actually come in at 5. So construction worker number 2, military 3, doctor, police, EMT, astronaut. Okay.
How's that?
Farmer.
Okay.
I would think a farmer would be up there too. That's a hard job. Air traffic controller. That's a stressful job, especially when the radars don't work. And an oil rig worker were on the list of the toughest job. Again, according to Talker, I have issue with a couple of those. I think there are some tougher jobs, but these. I mean, they all work hard for sure. But,
Absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, I think.
What's the least toughest job?
Hanging out here, sitting here, chatting all morning long.
Not when that clock goes off.
Yeah, fair enough. At 2 in the morning, it ain't so easy. But
Join for the new news. You got the 5, 6, and 11 as well. We'll circle it back around Hump Day Wednesday. Midlands Gives. It's
right.
going on right now. It's 18 hours all the way until midnight tonight.
Be good
So
to
many
everybody.
charities coming together.